Hey there, my name is Ryan Dossey, and in today's video, we're going to talk about what to do when a seller ends up owing more money on a property than they thought they did. We're talking to the extent that they would have to pay you to buy their house, bring money to closing for you to be able to buy the house for what they agreed to. We just had this happen on a property that we ended up turning a profit on, so I'm going to walk you through what to do, as well as the ins and outs of this particular deal, where we found it, pictures of it, what we made, all that good stuff. Let's dive right in. Yo, I don't know anybody else that's giving this kind of access, this kind of details when it comes to their deals, when it comes to their case studies. Normally it's this bro, oh, I just made so much money, and then try to sprinkle in a little bit of value and push you to some course or some BS. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna show you this actual lead in my CRM. You can see the address in it, pictures of the house, a little bit of our back and forth with the seller, where it came from, how we analyze it, all that good stuff. All I ask in return is if you're enjoying the channel, be sure to like this particular video. That helps us out with YouTube. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Believe it or not, the goal is at one point, these videos reach more than 400 people. Appreciate you. Let's dive right in. So this is one of those deals that didn't necessarily go according to plan. We were under contract. Everything was looking great. We found somebody to wholesale the house to. Anytime I talk about wholesaling a house, people are like, but Ryan, why didn't you keep it? Or why didn't you flip it yourself? Well, on this one, you're gonna see we exceeded our MAO, or our max allowable offer, meaning that was really my only choice with this deal. The plan with this deal from day one was to sell it to a hedge fund who buy on thinner margins than I'm sure comfortable with, and then a lot of other investors are comfortable with. So where this deal got a little bit messy, we'd agreed to a price. It was a purchase price of $116,000. And when title work came back, the seller ended up owing right at 121, 122K, meaning they couldn't sell us the house. Now, anytime we have this happen, the first thing we'll ask, just be blunt, hey, we'd agreed to buy the house for X. Turns out you owe Y on it. Are you able to bring cash to the table to buy this down where we can still close? I've had sellers bring $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to the table knowing that there was a mortgage that they're going to have to pay off. But more often than not, if somebody had $10,000, $20,000 extra just lying around, they'd fix the property up or hire somebody to fix it up to sell it and make more money themselves. So in this instance, the seller said, hey, actually, no, I can't, right? So all you got to do is just be transparent throughout the entire process. We went to the seller and we were like, okay, well, that sucks for us, right? We were under the impression we were buying the house for X, not this. Let's see what we can get done. And we then went to our buyer and said, hey, turns out that the seller owes more than they thought they would. Is there any way you can come up a little bit, split the difference with us? So all in all, initially, you can see right here in the CRM, we'd initially thought that we were going to make about $8,000. When it was all said and done, we made $3,000. Now, some investors would be like, well, I'm going to sue you. You signed this contract that you'd sell me the house and you owe more on it. That's your problem, not mine. Guys, that's not how we do business. That's not how you should do business. So we simply were able to kind of compromise with our end buyer, with the seller. Everybody ended up getting a little bit less. This was one of those situations where they weren't really walking with tons of cash. You can actually see here in the activity log, when the lead initially came in, the seller let us know that they were simply looking to pretty much just pay off their mortgage to be able to move out of town. They'd taken a job out of state and this house was just kind of sitting vacant. So they're really just looking to kind of get out of the financial obligation and move on to bigger and better things. I'm going to show you guys the house now, because a lot of people think that people only sell investors ugly houses, and I buy good looking stuff literally all the time. So this property was only built back in 2000. To be frank, if I'd gotten a little bit of a better deal, meaning a 10% better deal, if I'd got this property for 100, 105, 108, somewhere in there, I probably would have kept it, but we were over that. This is a really good property that I would have loved to have held on to. So vinyl and brick, your typical 3-bedroom, 1.5, 2.5 bath house, fenced in yard, patio out back. I'll have my video guy make this look nice for you guys. That's what he does. But this is a pretty solid looking, like A class, maybe A minus. It was in a really good part of Indianapolis. Tile throughout, builder grade, right? Nothing great. These aren't stainless steel appliances or anything like that, but tile throughout, some vinyl plank here and there. Really not much you'd have to do to turn around and sell this property on the MLS or move tenants into it. We actually seriously considered closing on this one ourselves and turning around and listing it on the MLS, but we ultimately decided that that was too thin for us. We just wanted to kind of get in and out of this one. So where this particular deal came from, one of the marketing campaigns I do that I've teased before is to kind of these newer, nicer properties. So this came off of a Ballpoint Marketing campaign of properties built after 1989, 1,000 square foot or larger, 3 bedrooms or more, 1.5 bathrooms or more, right? So the seller got our piece of mail. Our website is on there, went to our website to check us out before she called in and spoke with the staff at Call Porter. Now, I want to point out, all of our marketing that goes out is branded. A lot of folks that do direct mail for sellers will tell you like, oh, you never want to do that. You want it to just come from you where they can't find you. Like, guys, that crap doesn't work anymore. Over 30% of our leads that come through get a piece of direct mail first, go to our website to check us out to make sure we're legit before they call us. So somebody like this, she's obviously a little bit savvy. She wants to know who she's going to potentially be doing business with. We do use a carrot site. So got the piece of mail, went through the website, checked us out, filled out the form. Just to give you guys a little bit of an idea on turnaround on this. This particular lead initially came in back on November 30th, and it did not close until January 11th. So a little bit of lead time from this particular property coming into our system and us getting paid on it. Now, the thing I'd like to point out with this isn't like a deal that's going to make me rich, right? It's $3,000. Realistically, though, what it did is it paid for that entire direct mail campaign. So anything else we get off of that particular effort is just like a free deal at that point. If we don't get anything else off of it, it didn't cost us anything. So investors can often like despise these small deals of like, oh yeah, I only made $1,000 or I only made $3,000. But I'm telling you, it's kind of these. Normally I'd call it a base hit if it was like $5,000, right? This was more like a bunt, but it's things like this that help you ultimately win the game of real estate investing. You need these kind of small checks to sustain you to the big 30, 50, 6-figure type deals. If you're not able to pay for your marketing or pay your staff, you're not going to be around when those leads come calling in. So don't get bummed when you have small deals. Even guys like us have situations where we make less money than we thought we were going to make, right? $8,000 is the minimum we typically target. To make 3, I don't view that as a failure. I view it as I'm $3,000 richer than I was before this lady called in. So don't despise small beginnings. Make sure you're working your leads. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you guys next time.